Alright, just a short video today. The message, obviously, as you can tell by the title, is that you should not learn programming. And there's a good reason for that. Well, no, there isn't. The reason is that I like programming, and I would appreciate less competition. So if you don't learn programming, it's good for me. Essentially, the whole question is, because of tools like AI that can help you code and build things, the kind of fear is, okay, if AI could do the job, then programming becomes obsolete, and thus if I invest time today in learning programming, then in 5-10 years it's going to be completely pointless. Now, I'm going to speak just in terms of my own beliefs, and I want you to ignore everything because obviously I don't want you to program. I want to be the only good programmer because I'll make the most money. But here's my belief. First of all, reasons to learn programming. And then we'll put a little parentheses. Ignore if, just if you're not me. Okay, how about that? Just ignore if you're not me. All right. So, first reason is that, dude. Honestly, it's that Cursor AI has made it so fun to just hit tab and accept changes. So let's go back. It's extremely fun and satisfying. Dude, I wish you could do this in like Mail or Art or Chrome. I almost said Arc, but whatever your browser is. I wish you could do this everywhere. Just like tab to complete shit because it's so much easier than typing. Honestly, AI. There was the interview with the Cursor team on Lex Friedman. I don't know if you're familiar, but the point is he was like basically talking to the team. And he's like, so what's kind of the design philosophy? And we'll say Cursor focus on the main focus is on fun. Like how fun it is to use, how fun it feels to use. They say they've developed features and then threw them away because they weren't fun to use. And you can feel that in the product. It makes it so much fun to program. You end up just kind of skating. There's this term for work where it feels effortless and kind of poetic and super enjoyable. Skating, I think, is an amazing term for that. And that's exactly what programming feels like. I used to program back in high school, and it was all right. Typing is fun and kind of seeing the, syntax highlighting. It's cool, but at a certain point you hit a problem and you can't solve it and you get really pissed and you want to walk away. That doesn't happen as much as it used to. I mean, obviously I'm getting a little bit better, but the point is not that I'm better than I was. The point is that it's easier than it was and it makes it more fun. So that's the first reason that I like programming, but you should ignore that, okay? Reason number 2 is, it teaches you, there you go, dude. I didn't even have to, maybe I should zoom in so you can actually see what we're doing here. It teaches you how to think. By the way, I just realized there's all this code. You can just ignore this. I'm just in a document here. It teaches you how to think. So there's like a certain way, if you talk to someone about how to solve a problem, you can kind of tell some people will have like a very kind of helpless mentality where they're like, yeah, I just don't know how to do that. And then like you can tell when you talk to someone who's like slightly technical or just technically inclined, like the way they think about something is they look at it and they go, okay, so you probably need, obviously you can't really like think about something if you don't know the context or that much about it in the first place. But besides the point, like basically just programming teaches you how to kind of think about things in the right way and how to like solve technical problems. And that's a super I mean, it's fun. Going back to the first point, it's just fun to solve problems, but then it's also just kind of helpful, There's a ton of problems that need solving. The current AI that we have today could be applied for so many things, and there's only a certain amount of people who are actually working on it right now, which is why it's not as good as it can. It's why new tools are coming out every day. It's not like AI is getting better. 4.0 was released a few months ago. The whole thing is that people are finding new ways to implement it and solve problems. So that's reason number 2. Reason number 3, should we do it's useful? Yeah. So we'll just say it's useful in the long run because essentially I have a video I made, I think it was actually pretty good, where I was talking about basically, let me get a little in the center here, basically, like, agents are going to be the same as robots, where agents are kind of, we all imagine like a world where robots kind of, you go outside for a walk and you see like a robot. Like when you're on a walk and then the sidewalk has like a big ass truck on it and they're like cutting some limbs, or it's like, it's the truck with the arm on it, and so they're like going up to like fuck with the power lines or a tree, like prune a tree or whatever. Like you just imagine like walking outside and you just look up and the person in a bucket isn't a person, it's just a robot, like. So you imagine that, and maybe you're at a restaurant, a robot takes your order, whatever, right? Probably not. That's probably going to be people for a long time, but maybe not. Maybe not. Anyways, the point of that is we imagine robots, but I think agents are going to be just as big of a part as of the future as kind of robots, as we imagine robots will be. And so building agents, basically connecting like a tool, like a trigger, something happening, to AI, to like a process, and then to another tool. That's going to be extremely useful. That's essentially what an agent is. You have this interface between a tool, like an API, and then an agent, or like an LLM, that's kind of, making decisions and like, I don't know, I put in quotes. It is essentially making decisions and solving problems in a way that's much harder to automate with just pure code, where an LLM is the perfect way to use it. So anyways, yeah, it's super useful. I don't think coding is going to be a skill that goes away. As we see with Cursor and modern coding, you just go faster. Like, it's not like I'm doing this and like I'm getting better. I can build faster, but also with the AI, like, I guess my point with this is it's not like a beginner jumps in and they're as good as I am because I started like a month ago or 2 months ago. It's not like I could have jumped in 2 months ago and built this whole app. You kind of have to you still have to learn. You still have to know what you're doing, but yeah, I don't know. This is all off the cuff. Off the cuff. I was gonna make this video be like 30 seconds long, and I just ended up coming up with these points, which I think it'll make it kind of funny. So, anyways, that's why you should not learn programming. Let me do the programming. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.